Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this ABA matchup between the Las Vegas Royals and your San Francisco City Cats. And now, we ask that you please rise, stand, remove all headwear, and salute and get ready for our national anthem. With the national anthem, Mr. John Young.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting here, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
Thank you. And now, fans, they're getting ready to announce the starting lineups as we start with the visiting Las Vegas Royals. At shooting guard, number 0, Dominique Watson. At point guard, number 69, Tommy Sanders. At the 3, number 5, Fred Banks. At power forward, number 2, John Glasper. And at center, number 15, Joshua Tatum. And the coach of the Las Vegas Royals, James Brown. And now it's time to get on your feet as we have the starting 5 for your San Francisco City Cats. At point guard, number 3, Ryan Garland. Bring them out, bring
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here on NorCal Sports TV live on YouTube. I'm Dominic Ariel along with my partner Keith Joe Oddens. And Keith, we have an interesting matchup here today between your San Francisco City Cats and the visiting Las Vegas Royals. City Cats come in 7-0, and the Royals come in with a 2-1 record. It's kind of weird how the ABA does their scheduling, where the City Cats were playing our 8th game, and the visiting Royals only playing their 4th.
Yeah, for the City Cats, really hasn't been a problem all season. Last week they defeated San Diego Kings. So for them, they've had a little bit of endurance and a lot more work and a lot more experience in that regard. But undefeated, still playing strong, and first place in the Far West Division.
Right in the middle of a huge 5-game homestand right now, and they've been playing very good on the home floor. As they start out with the ball, as Adams goes inside, misses the layup. There's a rebound laid up and in nicely, and the City Cats are off and running. And that was Stephen Davis. The Royals coming off a win against Contra Costa, 122-96. This is a 3D light on, and it's a missed dunk.
Well, Stephen Davis can definitely get up in that regard, Dom. And right there, I don't know what happened. He took his time and just sometimes doesn't go down the rim, and you have to live with the consequences. But a great turnover. That defense so far has been really, really good for the City Cats all year. They're showing right now. So
far, the City Cats are 0-1 on 3D lights, as now the Royals are off and running with an easy layup, so we're tied up at 2. As in goes Randall, and there's a kick out. Adams jump shot, good. He got the friendly shooter's roll. So Adams gets his first points of the game, and here comes that full court press by the City Cats, which they do oh so great, and that's how they get so many good 3D opportunities. Here's a 3 on its way. Yes, it's good for Glasper.
Yeah, Glasper's shooting just about 40% from the three-point line, so he can make that shot, and it's a good start. If Vegas is going to come out with the upset here tonight, Dom, they're going to have to knock down shots early and often and take advantage of those half-court possessions.
So Butler has it first, and down low to Adams. Adams spot up. He's going to go baseline, drive, jump shot is good. The baseline jumper is good.
Yeah, Chris Adams had a really good game last week, did a lot of good job inside, cleaning up the basket against San Diego.
Vegas now a transition 3. Yes, back-to-back threes. That one's Dominic Watson for 3. And now the City Cats head back the other way. Here's Harden. What a Euro, and he'll lay it in nice and easy.
Harding has the ability to have those one-on-one battles and win them majority of the time, and he is going to be one of the premier guys who's going to have the dribble and drive today for the City Cats, as always.
Nice defensive play there by Davis to tip that out of bounds. And almost, if he would have caught that, that would have been a 3D opportunity on, but it's not. So the score tied up at 8. As Vegas takes it out. Goins defending nicely. Here's Sanders. Corner pocket 3, no good. And here comes the City Cats. Here comes that fast break. Here's Davis. Davis slowing it down, looking for the cutter. Harden couldn't get it to him. So now here's Goins. Goins drives off the screen of Adams, takes it back out, and now they'll set up an offense. Here's Davis. Davis driving into the key. Backs down, spin move down low. Pump fake, that was blocked. Nice defensive play there by Vegas.
Yeah, it's been a bad start for Davis offensively, Dom. He misses the wide open dunk, and then he trying to get out of that backspin because the 3-second back down rule, and gets the shot swatted.
And there's an airballed 3 there by Watson, and now there's a 3D light on after the turnover by Adams. It was Banks who forced the turnover. Banks on Goins. Here's a drive kick, and that was almost going to be a 4. But here's Sanders driving. He's going to back away inside, and it's a turnover. So good defense by the City Cats to get away from that 3D light. Here's a 3-on-2. Goins inside. Harden lays it in. And the City Cats regain the lead.
Goins did a good job last week of utilizing the pick and roll with Adams, but he also, on top of that sub work that he did, he really did a good job of getting the City Cats out into the open break on the fast break.
Butler defend beautifully nicely there on Watson, so now Butler trying to drive through. Nice behind the back dribble, and he'll go through. 18 on the shot clock. He's going to go drive all the way and lay it in.
Cardell Butler did a good job last week of shooting the basketball. He was 4 for 4 from the three-point line in the first half last week. Now he's showing you can still go inside and dribble and drive and really penetrate into the lane.
So a coast-to-coast action there by Butler. And now a feed inside down low and a nice mid-range jumper, but that was no good. But getting his own offensive rebound there was Tatum, and then he turned it over. Harden drive, kick, Goins. Goins driving again. Here's a runner off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Vegas. Now Vegas trying to push the tempo a little bit more here. Here's a drive all the way inside, and there's a foul. Coming in there was Stephen Davis going to try to get a block on Sanders, which I don't think was necessary, though, because actually Randall Harden defended that quite nicely on the drive initially.
Yeah, and kudos to Sanders because he did a good job there splitting the defense and making both men commit. It's one thing if you're trying to get one guy to commit and lean into him, but both guys were split in between. So he did a good job of elevating and hanging and getting his body in a position where he could, force a foul on one of the two.
So Tommy Sanders at the line. He made the first. His second free throw is up and no good. And the rebound goes to Davis. So Davis trying to push the tempo again. City Cats really like to push the tempo even off missed free throws, as he's going to have a fadeaway jump shot off the glass. Good. Stephen Davis.
Yeah, it's good to see Davis finally get one to knock down. I mean, obviously his first two attempts were not the quote-unquote dream scenario for him, but he gets the third one to go.
And that three was missed there by Banks. And now the City Cats running again. Here's Davis, and he'll get that one to go.
Yeah, and if Vegas is going to have a chance to win this game, one of their main priorities on defense is going to be we got to prevent Davis from taking flight in the open floor, because if he gets one little glimmer of hope on the hardwood, he'll take it to the rack, throw it down, or finger roll it in.
After that fast break bucket, it is a media timeout. So it'll be a 20-second timeout for the Royals, and that'll roll into our first media timeout. City Cats basketball is brought to you by Hustle Point Custom Sportswear, Simply Basketball, Photo Pro Sports. So far in this game, the City Cats have really utilized the full court pressure, and then that they're trying to lead into, after good half-court defense, they're trying to lead into that fast break, which they love to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to run a defense, Dom, that really utilizes full court pressure. They're not going to go to it 24/7, but here or there they'll pick their spots, and all it takes for them is to get one fingertip on the basketball, because they've got so many athletes in the open floor. You talk about Goins. Harding is one of the, I don't want to say slowest players on the court when he's there, but he's probably one of their most slowest players, and even he's really athletic. So when you're dealing with a team that really can cause a lot of turnovers, you have to be able to break the press, and Vegas has not been able to do that a couple of times already, and as a result of that, they're down 7.
So that 3D light so far, the City Cats actually have 2 so far in this game, but they haven't capitalized on one of them yet, so let's see if they can start to really capitalize that, because on the last couple games, the City Cats have really taken advantage of that 3D light opportunity, which has really helped them to victory, as now there's a foul with Vegas having the ball.
Yeah, and when you've got guys that can shoot the basketball the way they can, Harding, Goins, obviously Butler, you're going to have guys that have unlimited range, and that shot's always going to come into play, and you never know. You need it every now and then.
And here's a 3 that's strong, and Adams with the rebound, and here comes the City Cats trying to run, and that's a turnover. But no 3D light on, as he was over the halfway line, and that's going to be an offensive foul, a charge. Great defense there by Randall Harden to stay in front and take the charge.
Yeah, Harding did a good job there getting set. He understood contact was coming. And kudos to Adams on the second to last play, because Adams does a good job as a big man of throwing the basketball ahead and allowing the guards on this team that are so athletic to get out in the open floor and get those fast break points.
There's that great pass down low. Great find by Adams to see Stevens cutting towards the basket.
Yeah, when you're that big, your vision for a big man is amazing.
And Davis gets the turnover. Davis driving. He's going to Euro, and they're going to count it. It's a block and one. Stephen Davis.
Yeah, Stephen Davis, one of the most versatile players in the league, last week came off the bench and really gave the City Cats the ability, as you can see right here, Adams gets in the open floor, a great Euro step to his left, uses the right hand. Kids, if you're watching at home, you want to go with your left hand off that left rim, right hand for the right side, left hand for the left side.
So Davis will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play, which he does. And now Vegas will take the ball out with the City Cats leading 21-9.
Ooh, Harding took a little bad step there.
And Sanders got that ball picked away from Goins, and now Goins has it. Goins driving. He's going to try and go baseline. Here comes a beautiful scoop layup. Nice reverse with the right hand.
A good job by Brian there to get inside, and I pointed out, said about it, Harding took a little bad step there. Looked like he came up a little bit hobbled, so we'll see how that progresses, but right now it looks like he's having a little trouble moving. That ankle a little sore.
He's down low inside, kick out, great ball movement up to Sanders. Sanders, here's going to be a deep three. That's no good. It was off by Cole.
And there's a little dilemma here. The referee is talking to the City Cats. It's a warning. Can't be calling out the shot clock apparently, so they've been given a warning. The next time that happens, another whistle will blow and a foul might ensue. But
the call was on Cardell Butler. That's who that was targeted for there.
Yeah, the ref giving Cardell a warning there. Next time he does it, there will be drastic consequences apparently.
So Butler's got it to Goins. Goins inside to Adams. Adams is going to get doubled by Sanders. Kicks it out. Goins. He wants to go right back to him, and he does. Goins turns, and it's almost a turnover for the City Cats as Butler with 2 seconds left on the shot clock throws up a wild three. Bang! Cordell Butler with a wild three. It was a circus shot with no time left on the shot clock.
Butler's drawn a little bit back and forth with the Royals as Glasper knocks down a return fire three. But, yeah, Butler had to throw up a prayer there. Not the best offensive sequence. Probably the worst one so far for the City Cats in the game. But Butler saving the day with that one.
So Goins down low. He kicks it out. Butler, here's a three. That's no good. It was too strong. But a long rebound, and that shows a 2-on-2. And there was a drive. It looked like maybe almost a travel there by Tatum. But now it's a three, but no good. So far, it looks like the Royals are trying to live and die by the three.
Well, yeah, and I think, they're trying to, we talk about it here. I'll let you finish this one out, and I'll explain in a little bit the next dead ball.
Butler back-to-back jump shots were no good. And there's almost a steal, and now it's going to be a wide-open layup.
But, yeah, what I was trying to say is I think for the Royals, they have been so caught up, trying to avoid the turnovers and getting in the fast break like the City Cats have been. They're playing at their pace. They're not, controlling the tempo of the game and dictating the kind of game they want to play. If your game's not fast break, don't shoot threes. And if your game isn't, shooting threes, you don't shoot those kind of threes. Play your game.
So Davis with the missed baseline jump shot as now Sanders throws it up, and Vegas will have another possession. Drive, and now there's going to be a foul. Stephen Davis looked like he may have gotten rolled up there. And the subs are going to come on and making their first substitution as both teams. And the City Cats coming on will be Akeem Mobley.
Yeah, Mobley didn't play a whole lot last week, Dom. Majorly because the guards on this team were so good last week and how they were penetrating and getting through the defense. There really wasn't any need until Davis got in foul trouble. But really, when you've got so many great players on this team, it's hard for minutes to go around sometimes. But, everyone's going to get a turn to play today.
And there's a good three by Goins. And if Brian Goins starts getting going, Vegas will be in a lot of trouble with his catch and shoot three ability and a lob and executed to perfection, as that was Josh Tatum who threw it down with two hands.
Well, Tatum getting up there, avoiding the defense. Well, not really avoiding, just saying, hey, I'm going to jump over you, nothing you can do about it. And when a guy has that kind of vertical, Dom, it's kind of hard to defend that.
Davis inside Adams. Adams baseline jumper. That was good. Adams is 2 for 2 on those baseline fadeaways so far.
Yeah, Adams really has a great post game. Can really do it all with the fadeaway and things of that nature.
And Adams rejected that lob. They tried to go right back to it. And Mobley turned it over. Here's a 3-on-2 the other way. And now it's set up again. And a behind-the-back pass. It looked like a little bit of a wild one, and this is going to be a steal, and this is going to be an easy layup. It'll be Harden to lay it up and in.
Yeah, Harding came up limp a couple of minutes ago here in the first, but I think his ankle surely has healed over time, and he's good to go with that great steal and layup.
So nicely done there by Harden, and Vegas looks like they're really trying to get the ball movement around the perimeter so far early in this game as there's a drive, another kick, another three. Yes, it's good. That one was easy for Watson. And here's Goins trying to drive all the way. That was rejected by Glasper. And Glasper taking it up the floor. He goes by his man. Going to try and drive, and he slipped and lost it. And now this is going to be a trip.
See, these last couple minutes have just been sloppy basketball by both teams, and especially disappointing for the City Cats because they've been playing such good basketball the last couple weeks with the fast break. They have the lead, obviously, by 14, but just got to turn down those turnovers in the fast break.
So now we are here to our second media timeout of the first quarter. So we're getting our explanation of that warning to Cardell Butler, where he was on the floor counting down the shot clock. So that was the explanation for the warning on the fouls. That was actually right before our media timeout. That was a good foul by Glasper, because if he doesn't trip Stephen Davis, the City Cats have a 4-on-1 heading back the other way.
Well, yeah, and I think, right now, for the City Cats, primarily, you have a 14-point lead, but you want to avoid the pitfalls that doomed you in last week against San Diego, because they got out to a comfortable lead against San Diego last week. Everything was going fine, and then you hit that wall in the early to mid-third quarter, and that caused them problems because it allowed San Diego to come back. They kind of ran out of gas and then recharged in the fourth and were able to win at the end. But you want to avoid any layoff as this game gets going. You want to, play a good game from pillar to post, and they did that for the majority of the game against San Diego, but they took their foot off the gas pedal and allowed San Diego to get back in the basketball game. Don't want to do that today.
So with a little over 2 minutes to go here in the first, here's a three by Mobley. Bang. Akeem Mobley hits another three, and the Knights just catch and shoot, bombs away three as they extend their lead a little bit more, as it's out to 17, and now we're going to get another foul called on Stephen Davis. Here comes a little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, it's been a really up and down first quarter for Stephen Davis. He's had some great defensive stops. He's been able to get a steal. He's had a great layup, a great Euro and one play. But he's also made some mistakes at times that he would wish he would rather have back. So, maybe in the second quarter, hopefully he can put it all together. But it's been an up and down quarter for Stephen.
So Battle just trying to go a little ISO, driving to the lane, and it was blocked.
Let's run it, City Cats.
And here comes Harden's going to drive. Left hand, that was blocked. And now it's a steal. And almost another steal, and that's going to be out of bounds towards Vegas.
Yeah, great block by Josh Tatum of the Royals, who also had the lob finish on offense a couple of minutes ago. But getting back to Stephen Davis, see right there, he makes not a wise choice with that foul from out the three-point line. Then he comes back, gets a great steal.
As now we have a hold on Akeem Mobley as his man was trying to cut through the lane. And that was Battle trying to slice through. And now here's a drive, and that's another block. So great job there by the City Cat defense, as now Goins has it. He's going to drive with his left hand. He lost it. It's loose down underneath the basket, but the City Cat's trying to set it up. Here's Davis going to drive, and he's going to take a charge.
Yeah, well, the up and down first quarter continues for Stephen. Gets called for an offensive foul there. And that was a little debatable, but, every call is its own. But, he's showing that he can break the defense one-on-one battle. And for Las Vegas, they can't afford to have any more holes in their defense. They're already down 17 going into the second quarter.
1:13 to go, and 1:13 to go in the first quarter, and Stephen Davis already has 4 fouls. So I'm not sure with this kind of lead if we see him maybe the rest of the first half.
No, and it's going to be interesting because you would think they're going to try to put in somebody by Larry Wickett, who had some decent minutes last week. You can always go small. Obviously, Perzada can play the point guard. You can move down to have a guy like Harding play the three at times.
As here's a turnover.
It depends.
Here's a 3D3 that rimmed out. Can they get the offensive boards? It'll stay with Vegas, so the 3D light opportunity will still be on.
And I also want to mention, you can also put Butler at the three because he is not the biggest guy, but he's got length defensively, and he can shoot the basketball.
And here's a deep three, and that's no good, but another offensive boards. So they're trying to shoot the three, and yes, it's good. So that is a 4-point shot, and then we'll go to the line to shoot the 5th.
And right there, Perzada was trying to do the right thing. That's a textbook closeout, and left his feet maybe a little early and just made contact with Watson's hand at the last minute. You're going to see right here, hoping we can put the replay up for you in a minute, but you see it right here. It's a textbook closeout, and he just gets Watson on the way down. And Watson might have had a little Grammy performance there, with how he, milked that whole thing. We'll never know, but a great job by Watson. I knocked that shot down with a hand in his face.
And Watson complete the 5-point play, and Goins comes down to the floor and hits the mid-range jump shot. Foot was on the line, so it is a 2. So with under 30 seconds to go, Vegas has the ball.
Good shot by Brian there. Once he gets that jump shot going, it's really hard to stop him.
And Williams turns it over. And now here comes Larry Wickett, and he got hung in the air, but he'll get his rebound and lay it in.
Well, like I told you, with Stephen Davis in foul trouble, Larry Wickett is going to get some minutes here, and you see the athleticism.
5 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. Here's a drive and a foul, and it'll be called on the floor as it was Battle trying to dive through the City Cat defense, but he was fouled there by number 0, Eric Seaman.
And a good job by Deshaun Battle there, who really has a big frame for a guard his size. He's like a tank rolling through that paint trying to get in there.
So 3.4 to go. It's a quick inbound and a 3. That's no good. It's long, and that's the horn, and that's the end of the first quarter. So from a City Cat standpoint, that was not their best quarter of the season for sure, but yet they still have a 16-point lead. So, I mean, they're not playing very good offensively, and defensively it's a little bit spotty, but to the City Cats, to their credit, they're giving the Royals want to shoot the 3, so they'll let them take those deep threes all day long.
Well, yeah, and you mentioned it. They really haven't been solid on offense. Part of that is because they're turning the basketball over so much and forcing Las Vegas into those turnovers, which gives you more fast break opportunities. When the other team isn't making shots and the other team's not getting into their half court, it's hard for you to get into a rhythm offensively, and you've seen that a couple of times in their half court offense where they've either crowded one side of the floor, there hasn't been any spacing, or they've taken wild shots like the one Butler threw up and had go in actually. So, they pick and choose, but I think for them, it's going to be interesting. With a 16-point lead, obviously the game isn't out of reach, but you'd like to see them maybe getting some more half-court sets and practice that a little more. They've got the fast break stuff down. You've got enough athletes, even with Davis, who's got 4 fouls already, to, finish at the rim. Now let's try and see what we can do to tweak up the half-court offense.
And 16 points is nothing in this league, as we just saw a 5-point play with under a minute to go in the quarter. So if that 3D light so far, the Royals are winning the 3D light battle with, they're 1 for 2 on their opportunities. And actually on that second opportunity that they had about 3 opportunities to get it because of the offensive boards. And the City Cats are 0 for 3 so far. So Vegas starts out the second quarter with the ball as Battle has it. He's going to drive and kick, of course, and now Sanders has it. Sanders, he'll take a 3. Yes, it's good. Tommy Sanders for 3.
Yeah, Sanders with great form there.
And Goins throws it away, and this could be a 3D, and it is. This will be a 3D. So Goins was in the back court, and he threw an errant pass that went out of bounds. So another 3 opportunity, but now it's wasted with a turnover. And here comes that fast break, and there was trying to be a lob to Wickett, but he still got it to go with the foul.
Well, we talked about it a little earlier, Dom. Larry Wickett, obviously a very, very athletic player, had some great minutes last week against San Diego, and right there you see it on the fast break. He even going up, he's leaning into the rim, but makes the adjustment after the defender comes over to get to the outside and just throw that off glass. So great body control and great movement by Larry getting to the rim there and finish it off with 2 hands off the glass.
They wanted to try and get that lob to maybe answer back the lob on the other side, but Larry Wickett completes the 3-point play.
Call.
They complete the 3-point play as now Sanders kicked it up, and here's going to be a 3 by Watson. Yes, Watson is on fire from behind the arc as he's keeping this team in the game. It's a 13-point game. Wickett inside, and there's going to be a 2-handed light flush there by Seaman.
Perzada's an interesting player on this team. He really doesn't have a set role, but he comes in and gives you at least 6 to 8 points a game where he's very athletic. Seaman, excuse me. But Seaman, he'll give you 6 to 8 points a game just off of great hustle and great heart.
And there's Watson with another 3. So Dominique Watson, number 0 on Vegas, could start to become a problem as he's knocked down 2 threes in a row. And we're going to have an offensive foul. It's going to be a pull down of the arm by number 4, Akeem Mobley. As now Vegas has the ball and the opportunity that they could cut this thing down to inside single digits. Sanders driving, kicking again, and here's going to be another 3 for Vegas. That's no good. It's off the mark. And now the City Cats trying to pressure, and here's Goins. Goins driving, and now he'll pull it back out. Crossover dribble, spin move, jump shot, good. A beautiful free throw line jump shot by Brian Goins, going coast to coast and using his quickness.
Yeah, Brian really has the ability with his speed to affect the game out of bounds there. But, you know, Brian, I said it a little bit earlier, once he gets his jump shot going, he missed his first attempt from the field, then he's knocked down his last 2. Once Brian gets his jump shot going, Dom, he really is able to gauge, you know, levels, mid-range, outside, inside, and that helps a lot. Once you get that touch, you just let it fly, and that confidence takes over from there.
He loves that transition catch and shoot 3, especially as Sanders put his shoulder into a City Cat defender. No call, but the City Cats get the ball anyway. Harden trying to go coast to coast. Another beautiful Euro step, and there's a little flex on the Royal bench as he finished with the left hand. Here's Watson. He's going to try and throw a lob, but it hit the rim. But they kept it in, but now it's a turnover. And here's Harden, and then there's a foul. So there's a trip there on Dominique Watson as Wickett was trying to dive towards the basket to maybe get a lob there. But it's kind of a smart foul because now you have to set up the City Cat offense in the half court.
And a good job by Watson there off the foul. He comes over and tells Wickett, hey, my bad on that one. And that's good sportsmanship right there.
And Goins pull up 3, bang. Brian Goins, look out. He's going to start to get hot. His next 3 could be a heat check. He's 3 for 3.
Yeah, Brian's definitely heating up, and he's really getting a feel for it now, and that's going to cause Vegas a whole bunch of problems. You're already down 19. The last thing you need is Brian getting on fire from the field. That's going to make everything 10 times worse.
So Harden with a foul, as he'll come off the floor after that foul, and stepping on for the first time tonight for the City Cats will be number 14, Stade Perzada.
Yeah, and that last offensive...
he stepped over the line. That's going to be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, and that lost offensive possession, Dom, with that botched alley-oop for Vegas, they were doing, again, what they've been doing all game. They have not been able to control the tempo. They are not playing their game. They're getting rushed into the fast break. That's not their style. You got to play your style and slow down this tempo.
So Goins has the ball. Goins looking for the post-up. Seaman gets it to him. So Seaman driving, spin move, baseline, and he lost it on his way up, and now there's going to be another foul.
And Sanders right there is a little shaken up in the lower part of the body. Obviously, that's not a great feeling. But, like I said, Vegas has had some bad offensive sets here the last couple minutes down the floor. Really need to see them get a good shot here to show some signs of life in this contest.
So Sanders driving down low, and that's a beautiful pass to Washington. But Washington went up and then came back down. That's a travel, and it's a turnover. And that ball was tipped and almost tipped in the basket there, as now Goins has it. Goins, transition 3, heat check, and that's off the front iron. And now there's going to be a foul on Perzada.
Yeah, and on the last play, is Coach James Brown for Vegas was ecstatic, saying that was a foul when Washington went up and down and got hacked, and there was no call. It was called as a travel, but they get that one there. So eye for an eye.
So Banks has it now for Vegas. Banks spinning on Goins, trying to work on him a little bit. Now gets it to Sanders. Sanders has Perzada, looks for a screen from McNeil, and now McNeil gets it. And now throws inside, a nice pass and a beautiful scoop layup. Somehow got it through, was Banks. And now here's a lob, and Larry Wickett couldn't get it to go, and that's thrown off Mobley's leg and out for a Royal ball.
Yeah, and Vegas right there in their last possession did a good job of finally getting a good offensive set. Banks came inside, gets a good finger roll off glass, And they need more of that. They need to get better offensive possessions here. Slow it down. Take your time. Be quick, but don't hurry.
And a monster rejection there by Larry Wickett off the hands of Washington. And now it's a drive kick. It's still loose. And now Goins has it, and it's going to be a 2-on-1. And Goins is just going to take it himself. Why not? But the defender for the Royals was defending that lob and making sure that wasn't going to happen. And now here's a 3 opportunity. As here's a deep 3. And it was no good, but the tip is still no good. And now it's finally recovered by Vegas. And that'll be tipped out of bounds. So Vegas will keep the ball, and we will have
and
Sanders, a timeout.
Yeah, and Sanders on that alley-oop was really in no man's land, Dom, because as Goins is going towards the ball, you're going to see here on the instant replay, you're going to see on the replay in a minute, but as Goins is going towards the rim, he really has all the power, because right here you're going to see it. He puts Sanders in no man's land. He backs up knowing Wickett's got the hops to get there, and that allows Goins an easy lane to the bucket, easy finger roll, probably the easiest 2 points in his life, because right there he had options. Once he had Sanders backpedaling, it was too late.
So City Cat basketball is brought to you by Meeting Rooms on Demand. American Asphalt, taking care of business.
Please make sure you visit the concession stands and buy your...
So the City Cats have a 9-point lead. They're not playing their best basketball, to say the least. But the defense has been there, which usually it's the offense that has been really taking care of most of their games. But tonight, the defense is there, and the offense, it's not really the amount of missed shots. More of that, it is the turnovers in their side of the court. As here's a drive baseline, step back, jump shot. That's no good. It was left short. And there's a defensive board there by Larry Wickett. And now here's Mobley. Mobley's going to drive, and now he's going to take a runner and an offensive foul.
Yeah, and really for Frisco here and the Cats, they really haven't had, a do-or-die mandated good offensive run, because they've been getting so many turnovers on converting those into fast break points. It's been easy for them to score. So they really haven't been forced to play great on offense, but you'd still like to see some improvement in that regard as the game goes on.
And Glasper, his jump shot was no good, and he wants a foul, but he's not going to get it. So now Goins is going to take it up the floor. Goins behind the back dribble, now spin move, a fake spin move, throws it out. Wickett is going to maintain possession. He'll throw it inside to Seaman. Seaman's going to drive baseline, and he'll lay it up and in with a right hand. Nice move there by Eric Seaman to get the ball in the basket, and now they regain the double-digit lead. It's 2-11.
Yeah, it was a great job by Eric there to get inside. He understood he had the height advantage. He had the mismatch. Easy spin to his right, off glass. Easy.
And that jump shot's no good. The rebound is being battled for it, and right now it's going to be tipped out of bounds to the City Cats. And Vegas looking for maybe a 3D on, but they never had full control of it. So now Adams checks back in for the City Cats as Vegas will take out the ball underneath the basket. So McNeil to take it out. It's pull-up jump shot, no good. It was way short, and now the City Cats are going to take it out, and Goins is going to drive coast to coast. He's going to go through the defense and try and maybe set up an offensive possession as he does. Rosado tries to throw it inside to Adams. It's off his fingertips and out. So, again, another sloppy offensive possession for the City Cats.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see now that Adams has come back into the game some opportunities to utilize him in the pick and roll, because the play that really gave him a 3-point lead last week with about 35 seconds left to play that sealed the deal was Brian Goins coming off the right side of the pick and roll and giving it to Chris inside to finish, to extend the lead and the eventual score to a 3-point victory. So let's try to utilize Chris a little more in the pick and roll here. He's got great footwork. He can do it.
There's a drive and laid in nicely there by Glasper. And now the lead is back down to 9 again. So Goins has it. Goins throws it inside to Adams. Let's see if he tries to go to that baseline, but this time he goes towards the middle of the paint, and his jump shot was left short. So now dribbling through the City Cat defense, but then it's taken away by Mobley.
Let's go, City Cats.
So now Goins. Goins is going to wait for his team, and now he'll set up the half court, but he's going to try and drive. He's fouled, and he can't get that jump shot runner to go, so he'll go to the line. He'll shoot 2, and the foul was on Fred Banks.
Yeah, and it's not the smartest move by Brian there because he doesn't have the advantage there. He's going in there, and he's in the middle of two defenders. There was plenty of enough time to get a good shot off and work the basketball around, and that just speaks to what it's been in the half-court offense all day for the City Cats. It hasn't been their most polished game, but you're up 19, so if it's not broke, don't fix it. Would have been a great opportunity for Brian there to pull the ball out, work the basketball around, and get a better playoff.
So right after that foul before the free throws, we have a Royals timeout. It's a full timeout on the floor. So the City Cats so far have a nice lead at 19, but they're not playing very well. They usually average around 50 points a quarter, and with 5:26 to go in the first half, they're only at 56 so far.
Well, yeah, you're happy with the fact that your team has gotten a lot of turnovers. That's your game, so obviously you're perfecting that right now. What you have to not like is that you're up 19, and that's a good lead, no doubt. Anyone would be happy when they're up 19 points in any contest, any basketball game. But I think it's the possibilities of you could be up 29, possibly 30, 39, because you've really squandered some offensive sets in the floor that have taken some points off the board, points off turnover, fast break points, even second chance points with Seaman and even Davis now, who've gotten some great offensive rebounds. But hey, you're still up 19, and you got Brian going to the line, who's got his good shooting stroke. He's made his last 3 shots in the field, so everything looking good so far.
So Goins at the line, he'll shoot 2. He'll leave the first one short, so it's off front iron, no good. Trying to put this at an even 20-point lead. And it is no good, so we missed them both. So not a good trip to the free throw line for Goins as Sanders takes it up. Sanders dribbles through the double team. He's going to drive and then turnover by Sanders, and then fouling Mobley, who stole it away from Sanders. So that was a foul, and that's only his second, so he's okay. The only real player in foul trouble right now is Stephen Davis, who is on the City Cat bench, and he has 4. So, like I assumed, we probably won't see him the rest of the first half. As there's a steal, nicely done there by Banks as he dribbles through everybody, but then slips and falls. Now he's on the floor, and we're going to have a full timeout called by Las Vegas while Banks, it looks like Banks called it, yes. Fred Banks, who slid down, he called the timeout from the floor, so it is a full timeout.
And that's really not the kind of thing you want to see happen in the fast break, Don, because Banks is not a guard by any stretch. He's a good player on the wing, but he's not your primary ball handler. And it's partly his fault because he's dribbling like a chicken with his head cut off, and he really has no vision on where to go, so he backs up and then corners himself near the half court. But if you're the Royals there, you have to be able to come to Banks and get the basketball out of his hands. That way you have it in the hands of your primary ball handlers and you're out of harm's way. And right there just shows you they're playing too fast. They're not focusing on slowing the tempo down and getting good offensive sets. They had it a little bit, the last couple minutes, but slowly but surely they've slipped back into those old ways of, playing too fast, trying to be a team that they're not. And as a result of that, they have doomed themselves with numerous three-point attempts that have not been good shots and fast break opportunities that really aren't opportunities. No advantage there in that fast break set.
So Williams has it, and he'll drive and kick to Sanders. Sanders, he's going to take a 3. Yes, he rattles home the 3 ball. So now the City Cats are going to take it out. And here's Outing.
Tommy Sanders has been the lone offensive spark for the Royals of Vegas so far. They're going to need other people to get involved. It's great Sanders is on fire, but you can't just rely on him the whole time.
And there's Adams with another spin move, baseline fadeaway jump shot that was to perfection. Didn't even hit any of the rim. It was nothing but net. As now Sanders has it. And now bringing it in is Williams, and he's going to take a fadeaway jumper. It was off front iron, no good. It rolled off. So now here comes the rebound from Larry Wickett and up the floor. And now Perzada gives it up to Outing. Outing down low to Adams. Adams back to Outing. Down low again to Perzada, but he spun his way into trouble. That was no good. Wicket can't get the rebound, and now Perzada got the offensive boards as it was still loose. And now kicks it. Here's the big man, Adams, 3. Bang! It was good from Chris Adams from way downtown. As now Vegas takes it up the floor. Sanders driving coast to coast. Floater. Got it to go. Off the back iron. Went straight up and then in. Got the shooter's roll.
Yeah, and what you like most about those two possessions by Adams, the fadeaway on the left side of the floor.
As now we have an offensive foul on Larry Wicket trying to set the screen. And now we're going to have a media timeout. Wicket not happy with the call, as we'll have another media timeout as Adams with that 3 really ignited the bench, it looked like, to get a little bit more energy, because that was the first really good half-court possession of the first half where they missed a good shot, got the offensive boards, and then drive kick to an open three-point shooter.
Yeah, and they took advantage of the fact that when Adams dishes it off in that last set, Dom, they make Sanders commit on the inside. And what happens here is he gives it right back. He notices Sanders creeping over and then hits it to the left side for a fadeaway. And he's got that shot. We talked about that. He loves that fadeaway shot from anywhere on the floor. And then he comes right back and knocks down the three-pointer. But what I've been most impressed about with Chris on those two plays was he could have easily showboated, easily celebrated, getting a little heat check there. Right here, you can see right here, three-pointer. How you like that, Rainbow? Mr. Royal. And then he comes right back on the defensive side of the floor on back-to-back possessions after he makes those two shots and hustles back. He did not get beat. He did not live in the moment. He focused, went right back to work on the defensive side of the floor. And that's what you got to like. He's aware. He's in the moment. He's focused, and he kept his head in the game.
So now taking it up the floor with Sanders, but then he gave it to Glasper, and Glasper's going to drive, but he was hacked on the way to the rim. Let's see if they call it on the floor if he was shooting. I think they're going to go for a shooting foul here. They're going to give the foul to Akeem Mobley, but actually I think the foul was on number 14, Stade Perzada. So
yeah,
let's see. They're sticking with the number 4 foul they're sticking with the foul on number 4, Akeem Mobley, as he'll check out after that foul, and Randall Harden will check back in for the City Cats.
Yeah, and Keem definitely hacked him. You could hear the slap from over here. So he tried to get away with it a little bit. He was like, hey, what? You talking about me? But yes, definitely was a foul on Keem. You could hear the slap from here. But he tried to fake it for a little bit, but couldn't get away with it.
So Harden's got the ball now for the City Cats. Harden getting a screen from Adam, driving, but then he'll take it right back out. Nothing was there. So now here's Outing. He'll shoot a 3. Bang! Why not? Armin Outing for 3. And now the City Cats are in their full court pressure.
Yeah, Outing didn't play a whole lot last week, a little bit in garbage time. But he's another guy like Larry Wicket who made the most of his minutes. So you're seeing it right here with a 19-point lead. You're going to see a lot of guys, or a 21-point lead, excuse me. You're going to see a lot of guys for San Francisco who maybe don't get to play as much as the starting 5 or the 3 reserve players. Going to get a lot of minutes here and a lot of experience.
So here's Sanders at the line again.
You see on the replay, it's a one motion by Outing. No hesitation, knocked it down with ease.
So the players actually thought that it was a 1-and-1 situation, so they went after the rebound. But just a couple of chuckles down low. So now, as during that, in between free throws, it was Carl Butler who checked back in for the City Cats as Sanders makes the second, and now the City Cats take it up the floor with Harden. So Harden's got it. Let's see if they try and get a screen from Adams. They do. He goes over the top, and a nice bounce pass to Outing. He's going to drive baseline, but he picked up his dribble. So now he's trapped. Now Harden's got it. He's going to try and drive baseline on Sanders, but he'll spin to the top. And now with 5 left to go on the shot clock, he's going to try and drive baseline, and he'll finish with the left hand. He hung up in the air, got it to go with time winding down on the shot clock.
Yeah, and for Vegas, that's probably one of their best defensive sets all game. It didn't result in a missed shot or a rebound to produce offense, but they really forced them to play isolation basketball, and there was, once again, no passing, no ball movement for San Francisco. They were relying too much on the one-on-one game. Got to pass that basketball around.
And now looking for another foul. was Watson on a 3, and Watson and Butler were drawing back and forth as Outing with a stop-drop move, but that was off the glass a little bit too high, but he got the turnover, 3D light on, and that's a 3-point layup for Armin Outing.
Yeah, Butler told Watson, you got to hit me a little harder than that to shake him up there, but definitely some competitive bantering back and forth between the two. All in good fun.
So Tatum. Now here's a drive, Tatum. He's going to spin around, jump shot, no good. So now here comes a turnover. That's going to be a 3D light on. That was not a good pass there by Outing, especially with Tatum moving back on defense and his 6'4" stature. Now there's a 3. That's no good. It was going to be a 4 for Watson, and I mean he's just been shooting the ball all over the place tonight. As Outing from the kick from Butler and off front iron, couldn't get it to go. So probably right there you would have liked to see the City Cats slow down and maybe go into the half court. But here's another 3, that's no good. And now Adams has it, now gave it to Harden. Harden trying to get a 4-on-3. And now Butler, his 3, and he looked to be fouled on the wrist, but no call. Referee says that he got the hand on the ball.
Yeah, Cardell is always going to tell the refs how he feels. He's the vocal leader of this team. Always has an opinion when something doesn't go his way. Definitely a Cardell, always giving you some very colorful commentary nonetheless.
So Tatum with that feed to Williams inside. It was a nice little 2-on-1 down low that was executed to perfection in 2 points for Vegas. And Adams, he's going to take another 3, and it was off the front iron. It looked good in the air, but now with 20 seconds to go, it's about a 1.5 shot clock differential. So let's see if maybe Las Vegas will. Never mind. Sanders banked home a 3. I thought that they would maybe hold on to that, but Sanders banked home a 3 with 7 seconds to go, now 6. Harden with 5, Harden with 4, Harden with 3, driving all the way to the rack, can't get it to go, and that's the end of the first half. Not a very good half for the City Cats, but if you look at the scoreboard, you may think differently as they have a 20-point lead heading into the second half, as Butler still going a little bit to the official, and so is Wickett. A little conversations by both teams to the officials.
It looks like the whole Vegas Royals team's having a conversation with the officials about something. I think
it was that 3 at the end of the half by Sanders. He felt like he got pushed.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, if you have a complaint, you want to see where the officials are coming from, and the officials obviously will explain to you what their thoughts are calmly and politely. But when you're down 20 points, Dom, I mean, you can only blame the officials so much. You have to blame them the fact they've not been able to get into their offensive sets. They have not played the game that they came in wanting to play, and that is in part to what Frisco has been able to do. What they always do. They get out in the fast break off turnovers, and they are always creating those turnovers. And when you create the multitude and magnitude of turnovers that they get in numbers and droves, it makes your ability to score that much easier because you're not relying on the offensive set. You're going to get 2-on-1, 3-on-1 situations that can lead to easy buckets at least 50% of the time.
At the end of the first half, the score is 69-49, 20-point lead for the City Cats, and we'll be back with the second half of ABA basketball after this short halftime break.
Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, where the ones go? It's a show. Put you front row. Talking bro. Let your tongue show. Money over and above. That is still my favorite love quote. Put the gun aside. What the fuck? I sleep with the gun. If she don't smoke. 5, 4, 3, 2, I didn't want to. not living alive. Busy just swerving is wild. Heard you be talking to 12, but I did not fuck with them guys. First time I see me in bill, I thought it was gold in my eye. The coupe all red inside. Play shot outside. We not feeling your vibe. Play it out every time. Cause out here ain't true. Who don't rude. Spice on the back of my shoes. You got more money than who? Bitch, you on my dash and busy, the schedule busy. My head in a hoodie, my shorty a boogie. My cousins are crazy, my cousins like boogie. Life is amazing, it is what it should be. Been here for 10, but I feel like a rookie. I tell her look up, it's snowing in Tootsies. Booked for 3 years, man, you can't even book me. It's me and Lil Baby, they going crazy. Weezy produced it, and Weezy have made me. And she held it down, so she got a Mercedes. Young Money Records, the Army, the Navy. It ran me 10,000, I threw it like Brady. Foreign is yellow like Tracy and Katie. I trusted my they never betray me. Met all these, they sweeter than Sadie. When I started out, I just took what they gave me. Did all the favors, they never repay me. It worked in my favor, cause nobody said it.
Give it up for Zero Rules Dance Company.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
All right, kids, if you are 12 and under, we need you to come to the basketball court. We're gonna play a game of knockout. Kids 12 and under, please report to the basketball court. We're gonna have a wonderful game of knockout.
So we're up and all good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got it one more. Got scared. Said you couldn't I see an uncle in Bel Air. A baby then bleeding with love. The other day when she packed my suitcase and sent me on my way. She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman over and said I might as well kick it. First class, yo, this is bad. Drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass. Is this what the people of Bel Air live like? This might be alright. Oh wait, I hear the prissy. Who's lying all that? Is it the type of place that they just in this cool cat? I don't think so. I see when I get down. I hope they're prepared. Prince of Bel Air.
home floor as they start out with the ball as Adams goes inside, misses the layup. There's a rebound laid up and in nicely was Stephen Davis. The Royals coming off a win against Contra Costa 122-96. This is a 3D light on, and it's a missed. In goes Randall. And there's a kick out. Adams jump shot. Good. He got the friendly. And that's how they get so many good 3D opportunities. Here's a three on its way. Yes, it's good for Glass. So Butler has it first and down low to Adams. Adams spot up. He's going to go baseline. Drive. Jump shot is good. The baseline jumper is good.
Did a lot of good job inside cleaning up the basket against San Diego.
Vegas now a transition three. Yes, back-to-back three. Dominic Watson for three. And now the City Cats head back the other way. Here's Harden. What a Euro, and he'll lay it in. Set up an offense. Here's Davis. Davis driving into the key. Backs down. Spin move down low. Pump fake. That was blocked by the City Cats to get away from that 3D light. Here's a 3-on-2. Goins inside. Harden lays it in. And nice behind the back dribble, and he'll go through. 18 on the shot clock. He's going to go drive all the way and lay it in. And push the tempo again. City Cats really like to push the tempo, even off missed free throws, as he's going to have a fadeaway jump shot off the glass. Good. Missed there by Banks. And now the City Cats running again. Here's Davis, and he'll get that one to go.
Of throwing the basketball ahead and allowing the guards on this team that are so athletic to get out in the open floor and get those fast break points.
There's that great pass down low. Great find.
For a big man is amazing.
And Davis gets the turnover. Davis driving. He's going to Euro, and they're going to Goins, and now Goins has it. Goins driving. He's going to try and go baseline. Here comes a beautiful scoop layup. Nice reverse. Goins turns, and it's almost a turnover for the City Cats as Butler with 2 seconds left on the shot clock throws up a wild three. Bang! It's a circus shot with no time left on the shot clock.
And Butler's drawn a little bit back and forth with the Royals has a dead ball.
Butler back-to-back jump shots were no good. And there's almost a steal, and now it's going to be a wide-open layup.
But, yeah, what I was trying to say is I think any great players on this team, it's hard for minutes to go around sometimes, but, everyone's going to get a turn to play today.
And there's a good three by – if Brian Goins starts getting going, Vegas will be in a lot of trouble with his catch-and-shoot three ability. And
to defend that.
Davis inside Adams. Adams baseline jumper. That was good. Adams is 2.
Yeah. Adams really has a great post game. Can really do it all with the fadeaway and things of that nature.
And Adams behind the back pass. It looked like a little bit of a wild one, and this is going to be a steal, and this is going to be an easy layup. It'll be Harden.
Sporting goods, body armor, sports drinks, original Joe's family restaurant, North Beach Resort. And please make sure you visit the concession stand and get your San Francisco City Cats merchandise.
Home floor as they start out with the ball as Adams goes inside, misses the layup. There's a rebound laid up and in nicely was Stephen Davis. The Royals coming off a win against Contra Costa 122-96. This is a 3D light on, and it's a missed. In goes Randall. And there's a kick out. Adams jump shot. Good. He got the friendly, and that's how they get so many good 3D opportunities. Here's a three on its way. Yes, it's good for Glass. So Butler has it first and down low to Adams. Adams spot up. He's going to go baseline. Drive. Jump shot is good. The baseline jumper is good.
Did a lot of good job inside cleaning up the basket against San Diego.
Vegas now a transition three. Yes, back-to-back three. Dominic Watson for three. And now the City Cats head back the other way. Here's Harden. What a Euro, and he'll lay it in. Set up an offense. Here's Davis. Davis driving into the key. Backs down. Spin move down low. Pump fake. That was blocked by the City Cats to get away from that 3D light. Here's a 3-on-2. Goins inside. Harden lays it in. And Nice behind the back dribble, and he'll go through. 18 on the shot clock. He's going to go drive all the way and lay it in. And push the tempo again. City Cats really like to push the tempo, even off missed free throws, as he's going to have a fadeaway jump shot off the glass. Good. Missed. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this ABA basketball game, live from Kezar Pavilion in San Francisco, where we have the San Francisco City Cats and the Las Vegas Royals. And the City Cats wasn't their best half. You would think so if you're just tuning in and you're seeing the score with them up 20, but that first half really wasn't their strongest. I'm Dom Carriel along with my partner, Keith Joe Sinautis.
No, yeah, if you were just tuning in, you would assume that everything is going as planned. They're up 20 points. They've scored 69 points in the first half of basketball. And it's not necessarily their worst performance of the season. I mean, when you're up 20 points, there's only so much you can, harp about. But I think there have been some times they've gotten in the, half court and the offense have stalled because either guys aren't moving without the basketball or they're getting too much in love with the one-on-one battles, and they've got the athletes to win those battles. But you'd still like to see a more fluid style of basketball and working the basketball around from side to side and moving. You see right here early on, they're already moving way more than they were in the first half.
So the City Cats start with the ball. They're starting five back out. They're going from left to right on your screen in the yellow with white fade, black trim. And the Las Vegas Royals going from right to left now here in the second half in the all light blue with dark blue and white trim, as they will get the first opportunity at the free throw line here in the second half, as it was a missed jump shot by the City Cats by Stephen Davis, who early on in this game with about a minute left in the first quarter got his fourth foul, so we didn't see him at all in the second quarter, as now it was Josh Tatum at the line, and he made his first.
Yeah, Tatum doing a good job in there, Dom, of really working the basketball inside. And in general, the Royals doing a better job of working the basketball inside. Like to see a little more of that. They got a little too trigger happy with the three-point shot and the outside shot. But right out the gate, their first possession on the offensive side of the floor in the second half, they work the ball inside, get it to Tatum. Doesn't make the shot, but forces the foul and gets two great free throws to drop.
So here's Harden down low. Nice spin move, but he can't finish with the easy layup. It looked like he hung in the air a little bit too long, as now Vegas trying to head back the other way. A nice drive, a kick, and here's a three ball. Yes, it's good. Dominique Watson again from behind the line on a beautiful driving kick by Josh Glasper.
And that was all by Glasper, turning the corner and using the speed. Butler couldn't hold him off there, and Glasper doing a good job of swinging the basketball out, and a great job by Tommy Sanders of knocking down the three.
And it's still loose somewhere, and now we're going to have a timeout by the City Cats, as it was going to have it loose on the floor. So early, looks like so far there's been no adjustment made by the City Cats offensively to start this second half.
Yeah, and you see it right here. It's going to be in this replay. He does a good job, Mr. Glasper does. Turn the corner, then Sanders, no hesitation, pull up from your block, three ball going down. And they need more of that if they're going to get back in this game. The lead was 19, now it's 15. They got to be able to create stops on defense, and at the same time, when they get those stops on defense, put the basketball on the net, and little by little start chipping away at this lead. That's what got San Diego back in the ball game last Sunday. That's what's going to get Las Vegas back in this one today on Saturday.
So Vegas, they're 2-1 right now. They're good for fifth in the Far West Division, and then we have the City Cats at 7-0. They're sitting on top of the entire. They're tied on top of the entire ABA with a 7-0 record. They've played far more games than a lot of teams. As there's another good Chris Adams jump shot, and it kind of shows as we get later in these games, as you've noticed with the City Cats, is as they get late in the games, they look like they're more conditioned than other teams who've played only 3 games, and the City Cats are playing their 8th now and their 5th straight at home.
Yeah, and that's an advantage, as that one swatted out of bounds. That is an advantage for San Francisco. Not so much when you lose a couple of those games, if you're 3-4, 4-3, and you've already halfway through the schedule. But for them, they're a perfect 7-0 in the Far West Division, and that is a huge advantage because these guys are going to have a lot more games to go. But when you already accomplished half of the schedule and those are all W's, that's in your advantage completely.
So Stephen Davis knocked down a 3 as there's the first bucket of the half. As now here comes Randall Harden. Harden, it's a 3-on-2, but defenders coming back. As here's Butler, it's going to be a deep 2, and he got it to go. Foot was on the line. Referee says it was a 2. It looked like it was, as Cardell Butler with a nice baseline jump shot. He didn't really get going in the first half. Hopefully that'll open it up for him just to see the ball go in the basket. As here's a deep 3. It was short, and Butler got the rebound, and now looking to pressure again comes the City Cats. Dribbles it off his leg, but regains it. Here's Goins. Drive, kick, corner, pocket 3. It was short by Harden. And a good rebound there by Vegas. Taking it up the floor is now Sanders, and Sanders gave it up. And he got it back, actually. And excuse me, that's actually Glasper who's got it back. And Adams got the rebound. And now Harden now gave it to Butler. Butler, it's 3-on-3. He's going to pull up. It was a 3. It was no good. Adams got it ripped away from him down low. And now it's still loose, and Goins took it right away from Banks. And Adams, it's a 4-on-1. And there's the easy lane. Good job by Davis to give that one up to Butler.
Yeah, and really for Cardell, he hasn't really, needed to score the basketball. So the shot attempts for him that usually are there in the first half in a close game aren't there because everyone's been scoring. But it's good to see him still work offensively, get a couple good shots, some to go, some to not. But nonetheless, he's going to get some shots in this third quarter.
As it was Josh Tatum who had about 3 opportunities to get the ball, as now it's a 3 opportunity for Vegas. And there's a 3, and it was no good. It wasn't actually close. As now here comes Harden. Harden, and he got stripped, but it was definitely a foul there by Glasper, who missed the 3D opportunity 3-point shot.
Yeah, and see, collectively these last couple minutes, maybe at the last minute and 25 seconds, 45 seconds and some change, both teams, we haven't seen both teams at the same time.
It's a little bit sloppy.
Play bad basketball per se, but, really the last couple minutes, they have just been up and down, really no control or, I want to say, there hasn't been really any control or just tolerance for slowing the basketball down, taking advantage of these possessions. It's been back and forth. Finally, we're seeing it start to slow down.
And Davis missed a 2, was the motion from the official as his foot was on the line. So now that should be a 3D light, and it is. So here comes a 3D light, and now there's a foul.
The word I was looking for is discipline. There really hasn't been any discipline with the basketball. It's just gone up and down. No one's really had full possession of it. They've been turning it over left and right.
So with the foul, it looked like the foul happened in the back court. No, they're going to say the 3D light was on. Yeah, Sanders tried to foul him in the back court to make sure the 3D would be turned off, but he couldn't grab him in time. So now here comes Goins. Goins, 3D light on. Goins is going to take a 4, and that's no good. Not a good possession, but they get it back. A great job by Mobley to get the boards, and now the 3D light is still on as it's down low to Adams. Adams drives, kicks. Here's Mobley, mid-range jumper. That's no good, but Adams got the boards, and there's the 3-point lay-in. 3 opportunities for the City Cats on that 3D possession. They finally got one to go, as that's only their second 3D point of the game. And here's a 3. It got tipped, and now it's thrown ahead. And here's Mobley. He's going to drive, tries to go behind the back, but he was stripped, but a definite grab, and the foul is on the floor.
Yeah, I was going to say, that 3D light they got over there at the score, that's really loud. That has got some power, Dom. It's got some boom behind it. When it's 3D time, the light will let you know. But, you see right here, huge foul right there. But like I said, Chris Adams, one of the best passing big men in the league. Almost a great play by Mobley to go behind the back, a la Jay Will in the All-Star game.
As now we have our first media timeout.
When you have those fast break opportunities, as there is some animation going on
the media
let me do these ads first. Go ahead.
So here's a standout for the rest, custom uniforms. Here's Otto's Wholesale. And of course, here at NorCal Sports TV, where you will catch all home San Francisco City Cat basketball games and other collegiate and high school sporting events around the Bay Area. So So back to what you were saying, Keith.
No, yeah, I wanted to make sure you got those through, so I wanted to pause. But, I think you saw Tommy Sanders really get in the face of all of his teammates at that last dead ball timeout. He basically said in translation, if you're not getting back on defense, don't come in the game. So he's challenging his teammates defensively. You're down 28, but, he's got a point. You got to step up the defensive intensity, and you got to run back on defense. Countless times, not just early in the second half, but in the first half, San Francisco has been able to get in the fast break with ease with no one back on defense.
So a nice inbound pass there by Harden. His first chance was blocked. Then his second opportunity was given to Adams, and Adams got fouled on his way up. So a little bit of chippiness right now between Cardell Butler and Adrian Washington, a little bit of chatter.
It's just a game.
So Adams with a little bit. So there's a little bit of jawing right now between the two teams, which not last game in San Diego, but the game before that against the Oaktown Warriors. There was a little bit of chippiness in that one as well, as that one got a little bit more chippy than this one is. There was a technical. There was flagrant fouls. There was one guy that got kicked out. So, I mean, the City Cats, they're obviously they're winning so much that it obviously has an effect on the visiting team that comes in here because they're just so dominant. As this game goes on, as Adams makes his first, it's like they're not playing their best basketball, nowhere near their best basketball that we've seen all season long, yet they still have a huge, huge lead.
Well, yeah, and obviously they're number one in the league for a reason, and they've shown that tonight in spurts, but there's going to come a time eventually as we got to foul on Cardell Butler right there on shove, but, there's going to come a certain time in the season where they're going to be tested, and you can't just turn it on and off. They've been getting away with it because they're so talented, but soon they're going to have to put it all together for 4 quarters, not just 2 or 3, but 4.
And that was almost a 3D light turnover as Mobley drives, kicks, and Goins look to spot up maybe, as Goins is going to try and drive, and he's going to pull up jump shot in between 2 guys, and Mobley got the rebound, but he fell down, and actually he was fouled.
Now, right there, Brian did the best thing. That's one of their best moments of this game. He recognized the fast break opportunity wasn't there. He pulled it back, and they went for a better shot, even though Mobley didn't end up with the bucket and end up with a foul. But Brian did the best job possible, which is, good basketball IQ, settle, bring it back out, and reset.
So Butler has it in the corner. Butler defended nice and tightly, but he'll get around that. He'll drive. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2. Josh Glasper is going to be charged for the foul. He was there initially, good defensive stance, but then he hacks towards the end of it, which was going to be a tough shot for Butler anyway, but now here's 2 free throws for Butler. Maybe this will kind of get his offensive game going as he hasn't been all there tonight. As he goes to the line to shoot 2, and he makes the first no problem. And now we'll have a substitution for the Royals as Deshaun Battle will come on.
Yeah, Cardell is a great free throw shooter. He's been shooting around, want to say 75, 80% for the season. That's his minimum. So when he gets to the line, it's pretty much golden. He'll knock both down.
And he knocks down the second. He tried a little hard there to make sure that there was the broadcaster jinx, but
yeah, let's hope. That was in the back of my mind. I was thinking, I hope I don't jinx Cardell right there.
Yeah, he's so good at free throws, though. He's one of the most automatic players on the team.
He broke the curse. He broke the curse.
So the City Cats, with a good defensive possession, they force another deep 3 there by the Royals, and I mean, now with the Royals down big, it looks like they're going to live and die by the 3, and so far they've been dying by it, as they've had a couple of good offensive possessions, as that's a beautiful pass and another hack foul, as Mobley will go to the line. Great job by Goins there to drive and find the open man down at the block.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, Dom, Mobley hacked the guy on the wrist. You can hear the slap from over here in the first half. Now he gets hacked on the wrist, so it's kind of a reverse of fortunes here. But for Las Vegas, lost. Chris Adams is saying something to Dominic Watts. He said, "I'll beat you with 30 points." Yeah, he said you're talking like it's a close game, and no reason to talk because they're up 33 points. But for Vegas, they're starting to blow this right here. They're starting to blame the refs a little bit. They're not focusing,
And Adams isn't afraid to mix it up, as it was Watson who drove baseline and laid that one in. As now Harden's going to maybe drive, but he'll throw it to Adams. Adams inside, but he couldn't finish. And Mobley came in to maybe get a tip dunk, but that wouldn't go. And now dribbling it off his foot and out. And the City Cats will maintain, or not maintain, they will get possession after Glasper dribbled it off his foot. So Goins takes it up quickly again. Goins attracts two guys, and now Mobley with a free throw jumper, but it was no good. And now here comes Vegas again. There's a nice pass by Sanders inside, but getting fouled was Battle as he drove. It looked like he may have lost the ball before the foul, but the officials are going to say that he will shoot two and go to the line.
Yeah, and that was a good job by Deshaun Battle because he knew that he was going to take a bump there. He went inside with 2 or 3 guys blanketed around him, and Deshaun said no fear, and he went in there and he got a good foul, and he's at the free throw line now.
And he makes his first, and now checking back in for the first time in the second half is Eric Seaman. He'll come on. He got some good minutes in the second quarter, especially after Stephen Davis came out with those 4 fouls right off the bat.
Well, yeah, Eric, like I said, Eric is going to give you 6 to 8 points off just hustle points and rebounds and putbacks. And
Davis
Chris
still.
Adams, let the ref know, they're down 30 points. They got a long ways to go before they start talking, to us, make it a close game. But like I was saying, Seaman's going to give you 6 to 8 points just off hustle and heart, and the rest will take care of itself because he's athletic enough to where he makes up for it with great technique and awesome footwork.
And the first one is good, as it's Adrian Washington at the line, shooting 2. Well, he made the first, and the second is perfect as well.
Yeah.
So now here's Goins taking it up the floor for the City Cats. Goins trying to throw it inside to Seaman. Seaman tries a drop step move. He couldn't get it to go, and there's a rebound, and that's no good. Is now driving, but good defense there by the City Cats. Way to pick him up there by Mobley. So 14 on the shot clock as it's held by Williams. Williams now 10 on the shot clock. Williams driving with the left. He feeds it inside, and Watson was rejected. Seaman not happy as they'll call a foul. It looked like he may have gotten the ball, but on the follow-through could have gotten the wrist, I think.
Yeah, Williams doing a good job to find Watson on the backdoor cut. And right here, great bounce pass. Splits his defender. Great bounce pass. And then Watson just going straight up.
Yeah, it looks like he got him with the body. It looked like the block was clean, but his body came in and clipped him.
But it looked like they had missed a blown opportunity when they got the rebound because Deshaun Battle didn't look up and he didn't see 2 of his teammates wide open down for a fast break. He should have given that basketball up a little more on the outlet pass sooner rather than later. But nonetheless, they get 2 free throws to drop. So either way you look at it, it's a 2-point swing.
So Watson splits a pair as it is a 28-point lead as Goins is going to step back 3. Bang! Brian Goins with a step back 3 as really Williams didn't play any tight defense, and Goins took what the defense gave him as now there's a push in the back by Randall Harden. So it'll be out of bounds to Las Vegas.
Well, yeah, Brian, as we're going to look on this replay right here, you just see it. It's good fundamentals, good footwork. Kids, we'll get to it in a minute, but just great ability by Brian to shoot the basketball, which he's been showing all season.
And there's a great strip by Mobley, and Goins in. He wanted to maybe try and throw a lob to somebody, but it was too late as it was a 4-on-1 down low as almost trapped in the backcourt. And there's another good defensive play there by Harden. Hands straight up in the air as now there's a rebound by Seaman. And now here comes Harden up the floor. It's a 3-on-3 as Harden goes behind the back to Goins. Goins dribble, drive, kick inside, Mobley, and that's going to be a 3-second violation. Then no sub. They're going to go with the quick inbounds as it's thrown down to Washington. Washington skip pass. Watson 3. Yes. Dominique Watson, another 3-ball, and he's really good at the catch and shoot threes rather than the try and dribble, penetrate, dribble out threes. As now here's Butler. He's going to try and pull up an answer. That's no good, but Seaman got the rebound, and Goins almost pulled up, but instead he brings it back into Seaman. Seaman going to spot up. He's going to drive into the lane, but he couldn't get the scoop layup to go. It was a nice move, just couldn't finish. As now here's Washington. Down low in the corner. Here's a catch and shoot 3 again. Yes, Dominic Watson. So he hits back-to-back threes. As now the City Cats trying to end this little run that Las Vegas has. So Harden's got it. Harden's going to take a screen from Seaman. Harden, oh, nice give and go. Seaman pump fake, lay in, good. And they're going to call the and one with the foul.
Well, you see it right there. Eric's going to do a good job, a good body control, and we're going to show it on the replay here. Eric does a good job. Off the pick and roll, gets it, gets Williams on the fake, going up, and then it's an easy 2 points off the bucket. And like we talked about earlier, Eric's going to give you a good, cool point just for a hustle and heart and good basketball awareness. You can't teach the ability to know where you're at on the floor and know what the next move is. Eric has that, and he's shown it all season with just his ability to utilize his head as much as his body on the floor when he gets good minutes.
So we have our second media timeout of the third quarter. As Vegas, they're getting a little bit chippy on their bench as they're not happy with their performance so far because, to be fair, the City Cats have given them every chance to stay in this game, offensively and defensively, as they're not happy, as it's really Tommy Sanders who's really challenging his team right now because there's just not a consistent effort by Las Vegas right now, especially on the defensive side. Maybe on the offensive side, but not on the defensive side at all. So now at the line, going to try to complete the three-point play is number 0, Eric Seaman.
Yeah, the Royals are completely self-combusting here. There's a fight literally on the bench between Sanders and Glasper. And this is not the time where you got to be, getting at each other. Everyone's at fault for a 31-point deficit. You got to work through it together.
Yeah.
You can't point the fingers when everyone's at fault. There isn't no ability to play the blame game when you're down 25+.
As Jonathan Fortenberry checked in for the first time tonight for the City Cats, as that's who that pass was intended for by Butler, but it rolled out, and it's going to stay with the City Cats. And there's a little bit of argument by Vegas as Goins trying to drive baseline. Nice step back. He's going to take a fadeaway jumper. It was no good, not even close, and now they're going to call an offensive foul on Akeem Mobley as he chased after the offensive board, and he looked like he got a push with that left hand. So Williams has it. Williams throwing it high, but making a nice catch there was Banks. Banks back to Williams. Williams looking to set up the offense as Banks drives with 12 on the shot clock, trying to go through everybody. Couldn't get it to go, but an offensive board. Driving down low is Battle. Battle was fouled and gets the N1. Deshaun Battle got the offensive rebound and went straight up and count the basket. Foul N1. So here's the replay of that, as that was just a great individual effort there by Deshaun Battle. Nicely done as he'll try to complete the three-point play the easy way to hit this free throw.
Yeah, and you have to really impress with what Battle specifically today has done for the Royals. Obviously, when you're down as much as they are, nothing by your performance can be spectacular, so to speak, but he's done a good job of getting in there, using his body to knock off defenders and roll to the rim.
So here comes Goins. Goins trying to drive. Nobody open, and there's the 3 seconds in the key there on Seaman again. as it was almost a back down 3-second rule on Goins, but it was Seaman who was parked in the lane. And here's a spin move that was defended by Seaman nicely. It's a scramble, and now Larry Wickett has it. Wickett trying to execute a 2-on-1, but he's going to drive and get fouled and laid in with the right hand. Nice coast-to-coast action there by Larry Wickett, who has been playing very strong off the City Cat bench this season, as he's had a couple of monster games.
Well, yeah, and Larry, besides his on-court fashion with the Taxi 12s playing, he does a remarkable job. You see here in the replay, just a great body control, smooth sailing, gliding to the rim, putting it up off glass and dropping it in. Larry, once again, has shown great body control and the ability to get to the rim and finish.
He completed the three-point play, no problem. So it's another big lead. It's 31 right now for the City Cats. As 8 on the shot clock. Let's see what Williams tries to do with 5. Williams with 4. He gave it up, and now Banks is going to try and shoot a 3 at the buzzer. That's no good. Oh, what a rebound. Tip, and finally got it to go as Washington. Great box out. Good rebound, but he missed his first opportunity, then tipped home the second, as it's a 29-point lead now for the City Cats as Butler has it. Butler, and he almost slipped and lost it. Now Goins with 10 on the shot clock. Goins has it. 6 on the shot clock now. Here's Goins, dribble, drive, 3. No good, it was too long, but a nice easy rebound. And Butler almost tried to shoot a 3. Here's Fottenberry, he'll fire a 3. That's no good. Wickett trying to get the rebound, and it almost tipped in off a couple of different players. As here's a pass to Williams inside, and now he's fouled. Or excuse me, that was a pass from Williams to Washington. He's fouled, and it was Seaman who will be called for the foul and the block. And it looks like Eric Seaman's the one shaking up on the play. So number 14, Adrian Washington, will go to the line.
My thing is as this game goes on, you're going to get to see guys like Adrian Washington, who maybe don't get as much as an opportunity as the starting 5 does to play good minutes. But listen, you're down 29 points, and we're about to get into the fourth quarter. If I'm James Brown, I got to see who is going to show me glimpses as we go on this season, who deserves to get quality minutes. Because right now, I don't think anyone's earned their minutes today. And so this is going to be a good opportunity for those guys who don't normally get to play to show some sparks.
So Washington missed both. Wickett got the rebound, and then Wickett drove to the lane, but it looked like he slipped on the floor, so they did call it travel. And I'm surprised they didn't have somebody with a, not a mop, but kind of like a towel or something there to go clean that up. It looked like a shuffle of the feet, but no call. And a nice lay-in there by Washington with under a minute to go. And Fottenberry was fouled. And Fottenberry will go to the line and shoot 2 because they are in the bonus. And it'll be with exactly 42 seconds left on the clock.
And the ref's saying that Tommy Sanders injured himself on that last play, so he's taking himself out to see what's
looks like it's
going on.
It looks like it's number 14, Adrian Washington, who's right now stretching out the lower back down by the Vegas bench, as Fottenberry goes to the line, and he will make the first, and he will get his first points of the ball game. 42 seconds left to go in the third. Both teams in the double bonus, as it is a 101-73 lead for the City Cats. And he makes the second, no problem. And it's a 29-point lead again. So 40 seconds to go. They got to get it over in 7 seconds. They do just in time. And now there's a skip pass, nicely done there by Battle. Williams inside. 12 left to go on the shot clock, now 10. And here's Williams backing down. Now he's going to drive baseline on Fottenberry. Pull-up jump shot, no good. And that's a great rebound there by Harden with 19. Harden then was fouled by Fred Banks, and it looked like a shove. And he will go to the line and shoot 2, Will Randall Harden.
Well, this game has gotten so out of hand for the City Cats. They're literally talking to the scorer's table. Chris Adams was just seen talking to the bench of the Las Vegas Royals. So I think it's safe to say they've comfortably think in their mind that this game is all but over. It's kind of like when you call the Uber and it's 5 minutes away and you're just waiting for it to get there. And so the Uber's about 3 minutes away in my mind.
And Fortenberry makes the first. And Jonathan Fortenberry makes the second as well. So it's a 31-point lead with 18 seconds to go. So here's Williams. Williams throws, and it was almost tipped out of bounds. But driving and nicely done, but it looks like Adams may have blocked it, and Adams was fouled with 8.1 to go. Adams will go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Chris. I've been really impressed with Chris today. He's really shown, from a defensive standpoint, his ability to get back. You just see here on the offense, even there, he's getting back. He's making sure that there's nothing there on the glass. Get that out of here, Mr. Adams says, and live to fight another day if you're in Vegas. But Chris has shown us that he can really step back on defense and get in a good position to where if you're going to come to the rim, you better come with bad intentions because he's not going to let you just go right by him.
So he makes the first no problem. He's had a very strong game, offensively and defensively. And he makes the second as well. So 8.1 to go. And there's a turnover. Goins, he can't get it to go. And who's going to be the foul on? So it was a 3D opportunity after the lazy inbounds pass. So this will be 3 shots for Brian Goins as he goes to the line.
Tommy Sanders saying to the ref jokingly that might be his first call tonight. And the you see right here as
that was an easy foul call.
And Brian definitely took a hard spot there as he tumbled a little bit.
So he'll make the first of 3 with the 3D light on. And he makes the second. So with 4.6 to go, the Cats definitely have control of this game. They pass the century mark again. And that's 3 points. So they execute nicely on the 3D light as now, with 1 second left, not even aware of the clock. There was number 5, Fred Banks, with the basketball. He had no idea how much time was left, and that concludes the third quarter of basketball. 12 minutes to go here in Kezar Pavilion as the City Cats have a commanding 109-73 lead over the Las Vegas Royals. City Cat basketball here on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by Hustle Point Custom Design Sportswear. Simply Basketball and Photo Pro Sports. So a stronger third quarter for the City Cats, as that third quarter they played better than they did the entire first half, I think.
Well, yeah, and I think in the second half you saw some improvements as far as settling down. The fast break opportunities, have been there, but they're doing a better job in the half court of moving the basketball around. Like we mentioned earlier, we would have liked to see Chris get more involved in some pick and rolls. They've done that a couple of times, as well as guys like Seaman who have gotten involved in the pick and roll as well. So they're starting to utilize a little more in the half court. They built out this big lead, so now they can comfortably say for the next 12 minutes, barring a miracle or anything crazy for Vegas, where they can just practice on, okay, let's get in the half court offense and work on that. We have a comfortable lead to the point where we don't need to get out there and run constantly.
As Adams gets the rebound to start the fourth and final quarter. As Goins takes it up the floor into the corner for Harden. Harden trying to back his man down. There's a 3-second back down rule, but he spins, and there's a nice move. He was fouled. He tried to bank it in, but couldn't get it to go. So that's a foul. As the foul is on number 1, but there is no number 1. The foul is on number 69, Tommy Sanders. So now going to the line is Randall Harden, who's had a strong game as he misses the first.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Vegas responds these next 12 minutes. You have not played a great game, but there's still time to work and improve and always get better. It's never too late to work on something and focus on that.
So a missed 3 out of that. Missed free throws by Glasper as Goins got trapped right at the line. And here's Adams. Adams Harden. He has a wide open lane baseline. He felt he was fouled. There was no call. And Wickett got the rebound, but the ball didn't touch the rim. So there was time on the shot clock, but it didn't matter as Wickett turned it over. Anyway, here's a lob, and that couldn't be finished. It was a pretty good pass, but just a little bit out in front of the intended receiver, which was Tatum. So now Goins, he's going to take a deep 3. That's off front. Iron and Wickett almost got the putback jam, and that's thrown into the third row here behind us, as this will be a 3D light on opportunity for the City Cats. So 3D light on now for the City Cats. Let's see what they can do with this opportunity, as here's Goins. So Goins has the ball. Goins driving. He's just holding on to it with 12 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Goins going to drive, drop it off. Fottenberry jump shot. That's no good.
I do not.
And here's another 3D opportunity, and finally Goins got it.
Cardell Butler asking us if we have a permanent marker. Unfortunately, we did not. So Cardell's still on the lookout for a permanent marker.
I was wondering what was going on behind us here, as there's a 3, and that's good. So there's a good 3 ball there by Tommy Sanders.
And I got to go ahead.
Maybe just to get his fourth quarter going, as he was very quiet in the third quarter for the Royals.
I got to give it to Tommy, though, because that ball goes out of bounds off of Vegas. I got to give it to Tommy, though, because, he's probably been one of the few guys for Vegas today that has not quit on this team. He's still out there hustling. He's still out there giving it his all. And you like to see that, Dom, when guys like Tommy are still putting up the good effort. The game's obviously out of reach, even with 9 minutes left to play. But Tommy's still out there giving it his all.
So another 3D light opportunity after that turnover. The Vegas bench wanted a foul, but there was none called, as Goins has it. And now Adams wanted to shoot a 3, which would be a 4. Bang! Chris Adams for 4 points, and another 3D light. Good possession. As the game has gone on, 3D light opportunities, as there was a nice step-back jump shot that was good for Fred Banks. But as the second half has gone on, the 3D light opportunities for the City Cats have been executed, unlike they were in the first half, as there's a transition jump shot by Larry Wickett, which was good for 2 points. And Sanders gets it tipped away. It's still loose. Sorry about that, Keith.
Oh, no, you're okay. And my thing is that, you watch it and you see how good Chris is shooting the basketball. And that nowadays in basketball, that's just so common. You're a big guy, you shoot the outside shot. Now, used to back in the day, you'd play mostly in the post from, inside out. But now, big guys are out here stretching the floor and really learning how to shoot that long ball.
And Randall Harden got caught up in the air, and there's going to be a travel called. No doubt about that one, as he tried to give it up before his feet landed. And there's a quick inbounds, and a nice strip there by Larry Wickett, as it was Josh Tatum looking to maybe throw that one down. But Larry Wickett with the nice defensive plays. He went right after the ball and got it stripped out, and it actually could have looked like that could have went off of Tatum, but they ruled it out on Harden, as there was a little bit of miscommunication there from the officials. Here's Glasper backing down Fottenberry, and that's tipped off of, they're going to say it tipped off of Adams, as it looked like it may have gone off the side of Sanders. But either way, Vegas will hold on to the ball with 16 seconds left to go on the shot clock, and Tatum can't rattle home that jump shot. And here's Goins behind the back dribble. He's going to try and drive. He does nicely. He's got Adams at the top of the key. Now Fottenberry, he'll take that pass and he'll knock down the jump shot just inside the three-point line. As here comes Vegas. That's tipped away. It wasn't in the backcourt, though, as there's a skip pass. It's going to be a pump fake. Now here comes the three. No good. It was long. And here's Goins. Goins has it. Now Fortenberry, nice dribble. And now there's a jump shot, and that's good. Jonathan Fortenberry, he's come alive here in the fourth, getting use of his minutes late in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good opportunity for both teams to get more players on the court that were not as involved earlier in the game. So now it's really interesting because the reserves have something to prove, and they're fresh.
And Adams' mid-range jump shot is good. So Chris Adams continues to have a stellar night for the City Cats, as now it looks like they're starting to fire on all cylinders, as there's a turnover. Chris Adams with the steal. It's a 5-on-2, and there's an easy lay-in by Harden, as Vegas looked like they gave up on the play there. And now this is going to be a dunk, as it was actually a light dunk by number 15, Josh Tatum, who was cherry picking there. There's no getting around that one, as it is a 125-80 lead. And now Goins is going to drive. He's going to dribble back out, sets it up with 11 left to go on the shot clock. Now 10. Here's Goins driving, pump fake, jump shot, 3, no good. Fortenberry gets the offensive board, and his putback is good. Jonathan Fortenberry all over the floor here in the fourth quarter. And there's a nice pass, but it was behind the intended receiver Banks, but he lays it in anyway.
Yeah, but see, defensive possessions like that for Vegas are why they're not, in this game, because Thornberry had no business getting that rebound. Wickett has no business just cutting wide down the lane and getting in there for a layup. They have just quit and checked out mentally. It's sad because they really need to be able to be on the same page. And right now, they're just discombobulating right before our eyes.
So Goins with the beautiful pass, and it's going to be a timeout. So it was a 20-second timeout called by the Royals, and then the officials are now motioning that that'll roll into a media timeout. So they've really, the City Cats have really taken control of this game here in the fourth quarter, or in the second half really, but really the fourth quarter they've really started to come alive, because in the first half it looks like they were just kind of sleepwalking a little bit, but here now in the fourth they've really blown it open.
No, yeah, and one of those things, D, that you talk about is that both of these teams currently are utilizing their benches. Now that the game is out of reach, you're going to see a lot of guys, like I mentioned, throughout the second half that haven't played that much. They're looking for an opportunity to create a spark, is just be able to, get right and, show some glimpses here. Show some signs of, I want to get in there. Everyone can get an opportunity with one swing of the basketball.
So now Larry Wickett is going to drive, and he's not fouled. It looked like he may have been, but a great job to crash the boards is Brandon Harris, who's getting his first playing time, and he almost got a 3D steal.
And that's just effort. It doesn't take much to show effort. You got to box out, and you got to get back on defense. Vegas continually tonight did not do that, and that's why they're going home with a loss.
And Sanders' jump shot for 3, that's no good. And here comes the City Cats again, as there's a throw inside to Wickett. Wickett kicks it out. Outing with a jumper 3, that's no good. It was a nice move to get that step-out jump shot. James Harden is the one in the NBA who really started to make that move famous, that out-step jump shot 3, which Outing did to perfection, just couldn't execute the three-point shooting. As Outing's going to drive, and he's going to shoot a runner. That's no good. It's rebounded by Vegas, as now they come up the floor with Watson. And Watson tried to go behind the back dribble, but he lost it, but now he has it again. Watson driving, and he tried to draw a foul, but couldn't go. As injured on the play for the City Cats was Brandon Harris, as he's looking at his lip.
It was funny because Watson was looking for a foul, and never mind the fact that Harris got nailed in the chops with his elbow. But to each his own.
As Harris's 3 was nowhere near close to the rim, as running now. And here's a hung up at the rim is number 14, Adrian Washington, as he gets blocked by the front iron, but he gets his layup
that is a
and lays it in.
game for Vegas so far. My thing is this, though, is like even if you're down 43 points, you see Sanders out there. Sanders is out there giving it his all. Sanders, you wouldn't even know. You see right here, great pass, and then the dunk, a summarization of the week, not so much. But a good putback. But, like I was talking about before the replay, D, you want guys who are going to fight to the bitter end. Sanders is a guy that I would have in my foxhole because even though they're down 40-plus points, he's still out there giving it his all. You can't tell that they're down 40 points. You would think in Sanders' mind they're only down 4. So you have to have guys, even when you win some and lose some, but at least show heart and at least be competitive and give it your all. Otherwise, leave yourself at the locker room and don't bother lacing up the sneakers.
So the timeout on the floor was Brandon Harris. He was leaking from that elbow to the face. He was blood dripping on the floor in front of that City Cat bench. He had a little bit of blood on his jersey as well. So that is the cause for this timeout, as it looked like he may have been bleeding as they went down the floor, but I guess on that shot that he took, it must have really opened it up a little bit in his mouth area. It looks like lower lip blood as he's going to walk straight to the locker room here and maybe go for some repairs, but I'm going to assume with a huge lead that his night will be done.
And they're going to come to get the blood off the floor right now. The refs just told Vegas, they got some spots over here. They're going to get it all off there. Obviously Harris took one of the chops. So Chris Adams is over here,
With 4:38 to go in this ball game, it's a 131-88 City Cat lead, as they've just been playing in the second half. They've been playing phenomenal, to say the least. Have the City Cats. The first half, it looked like they were a little bit sleepwalking. It looked like this was one of those games where it's like, we know that we're better than them talent-wise, so let's just try and go through the motions. And then in the second half, they've started to play the City Cat basketball that we all know.
Well, look, when you're number one in the league, 7-0, undefeated, you're there for a reason when it comes to league play. And so I think they came in with this game with maybe that mindset, in any sport or competition that you play, if you're dominant in any sense or you're productive, there's going to be days where you don't give it your best effort, and at times you can think you can turn it on or turn it off. And like I mentioned around the second quarter, there's going to come a time where they're going to get amped for a game and they're going to really put it all together. Tonight you're playing a team that, the lower tier of the league. And so at times I think you can backpedal and you can, try to just maybe go 50%. But for me, a win is a win. But I think they'll look back on this and say, you know what, we were just trying to cruise to the last minute.
So another timeout on the floor. I'm not quite sure what this one is for, as it seemed that if they had all the blood swept up here on the hardwood, but maybe we're mistaken. As we wait, as the official ran into the lobby of Kezar Pavilion here in San Francisco, because now it looks like we're ready to go. And we are all ready to go. So the ball is inbounded. And here we go again after that short delay. So Outing's going to drive. He has an open layup and a nice scoop right hand finish. Nicely done there by Armin Outing. And here comes Washington. And that is stolen away by Larry Wickett. It was deflected, and he couldn't keep it in bounds.
Yeah, Larry and I almost had a really good engagement there. Thankfully, the ball knocked away at the last minute, and Larry didn't go flying into me. But Outing really has shown me something. He had some great shots, including that step back that didn't drop. But at the same time,
he's creating that separation
and
to get the open jump shots.
And also getting to the rim. He's very explosive. He's a lot like Brian in the sense that, maybe Brian might be a little bit better jump shooter, but he's still got that quickness and the ability to dribble and drive and get to the hole with that one step.
So Dominic Watson will go to the line and shoot 2 for the Royals here.
Watson has gotten to the bucket a couple times tonight where he's really done a good job of using those crossover moves, but really been a frustrating night for Vegas, and they're just trying to wait this one out. And They will destroy the tape when it's all said and done after this one. They will not want to look back at this one.
So the first one was no good. The second one is good. And they actually are going to say that Outing was fouled on, or excuse me, that Watson was fouled by Outing on a 3. So he'll shoot 3 here. And he will execute. No, he'll miss that one. So he gets 1 of 3 as Outing going to go coast to coast, but he was blocked. But that right there looked to be a clean block. I'm not sure who the foul was on, but a great job there by Armin Outing to go coast to coast after the missed free throw and get an opportunity. Let's check the replay here. And I don't know. It looks like he got most of the ball, maybe a slap on the wrist on the follow-through. Can't quite tell from that angle. But either way, Outing will go to the line to shoot 2, and he makes the first. Let's see if we can get this angle as he makes the second as well. And I don't know. It looked like maybe he got him with the body. It looked like the block was clean, but maybe got him with the body, which was called earlier. And Wicket is going to be called for the foul, and it'll be another body block type of foul. And going to the line to shoot 2 again is Dominic Watson.
And once again, Watson doing a great job of just rolling to the rim. He knows he's going to get the contact. He's not the biggest guy, so he's going to play it lower to the ground with a big body, good frame. So he's going to get there and put his head down under and just roll right through, and he's going to embrace the pain and embrace the contact that comes with those drives to the basket.
And he missed the first. So the free throw woes continue for Watson. As it is kind of like a stereotype nowadays for basketball where the really good three-point shooters aren't very good at free throw shooting. You see that a lot in college basketball mainly, as there's a 3-ball corner pocket there, nicely done by Stade Peraza as he gets his first points of the day. Oh, and that looked to be a 3D light on steal, but they're going to call a foul on Andrew Pearson, and that looked like a clean steal.
Yeah, and I don't know why that stereotype is. Maybe, you get to the free throw line and it's a different dimension, being closer to the basket as opposed to, farther away.
As it was dribbled off the foot and a quick entry, and here's going to be a dunk. Oh, he threw it down on him! Andrew Pearson throws it down on Adrian Washington's head. Oh, my goodness, after the quick entry by the referee after the official. Let's try and bring up that replay for you, and here it is. Look at the referee gives it to him right away. Boom, here you go, and oh my goodness, a right-handed tomahawk jam, and just what a play by Andrew Pearson. He acted like Adrian Washington wasn't even there, and now there's a foul.
No fear by Pearson on the dunk. The minute he got the basketball, D, he knew what he was going to do with it. He took 2 dribbles. You see it again. Pearson, Kodak moment.
And a throwdown, a lob to Larry Wicket, and it looks like the wheels are starting to come off for Vegas as it's starting to become a dunk fest. As here's a deep 3, that's no good, and here comes the City Cats again on the run. As here's Outing, he's going to kick it out. Here's a corner pocket 3, bang! Stay Brazada with another 3, and the City Cat bench is on their feet.
This is embarrassing if I'm Vegas.
And here's a drive, layup, no good, and here we go again. Here's Pearson taking it up the floor. Pearson behind the back dribble, almost turned it over, dropped it off. And here's Outing driving, crossover, pull-up, jump shot, no good. Wicket trying to get the boards. And now finally they do, but then it was turned over. Here's a 2-on-1. Outing going to throw a small lob inside. A nice pass to Tatum, who laid it in.
And if I'm Las Vegas, I got to be very, very ashamed of the last couple minutes of basketball that I've played, because I've allowed 2 dunks to occur. I haven't gotten back on defense. There's been no urgency. Listen, we get it. You're down 55 points right now. Right here, you see it again. This is going to be the dunk from Wicket. And literally, there's no one trying to get a body in front of Larry. Larry has a 35-plus inch vertical. That has nothing to do with the fact that somebody couldn't stop Larry from driving to the rim or at least getting a body. He went there untouched. It was a ghost town in the paint. But we get it. It's a 55-point deficit. There's 2:20 to go. But you have to have some sense of urgency, some sense of pride. You're playing basketball. even if it's at the lowest level or even if it's at the college level, you still have to show up.
And there's an and one after a nice dunk by Tatum. He got the dunk, and then it was Watson who got the 3D turnover and then laid it in while getting fouled. As here's the replay of the dunk. There was Armin Outing making a business decision not to jump up with Josh Tatum. As now that was Watson completing the 4-point play. And now Outing driving, no good, and it's off of Pearson. It looked like it went off of Pearson, and that's out for Vegas. And now it's a turnover, and that looked like a clean steal, but there was a foul called as Watson went down. It looked like the steal was clean, but it may have been the trip after. As Watson having a little bit of a conversation with the officials, as there's a push-off, but no call by McNeil. McNeil driving on the left, now spinning to the right, now crossing over, now taking a jump shot, couldn't rattle it home. As there's the offensive board, it's thrown inside. Oh my goodness, that would have been beautiful, but it's no good, so it goes back the other way. This will be a windmill dunk, that's no good, and it'll be out of bounds for Vegas. That lob was beautifully done by Vegas. It was a nice lob by Banks to Tatum. Tatum couldn't get it to go, so it went all the way out to half court. And then Pearson tried to do a windmill dunk with nobody around him, but he couldn't get that to go, so Vegas gets the ball, and then Washington gets a layup.
Yeah, Pearson, I think, was just trying to up the ante. He said, you missed a dunk. Let me miss an even more impressive dunk with a windmill. I think that was going through his mind.
And there's a behind-the-back pass for Outing, but nobody was home as everybody crashed the basket there as that layup by Washington got Vegas over the century mark at least, so it's a 147-100 lead. As there's the drive and there's the foul, so now Vegas will go to the line.
The big storyline of this game now is that San Francisco has 1 minute and 6 seconds to break 150 points.
Yeah.
Chicago lost by 56 to Boston about 1 or 2 weeks ago, and just to put that into perspective, that's an NBA level. So it's crazy to fathom the ABA level. There could be a loss at that much night too as well.
Well, you got to remember the City Cats. It was just 2 weeks ago where they beat up on the Oaktown Warriors, where they beat them by 102 here in this arena here at Kezar Pavilion. I mean, that was just. I mean,
this is the tip of the iceberg for their performance in that regard.
Exactly, and so you can't expect that to happen every night, as there's Justice Howard who gets his first points in his first minutes of the day. That's a good three-pointer, and they have reached that 150-point plateau as now under a minute to go, as here's a drive, and Williams got the rebound. He dribbles it through his legs. Nicely done. Still loose down low, and there's a block, and there will be a call on the foul on number 22, Armin Outing, and you may be in a 49-point lead with 40.5 to go. Maybe want to see the officials keep the whistle in the pocket there.
Yeah, and I think there's good reason that the promoters involved with the City Cats don't do like a free prize or a dollar gift certificate to like Taco Bell for every time the team scores 100 points, because they're used to it. They'd be losing money that way. That's for sure.
There's only been a handful of times where I think they've gotten where they haven't gotten over 130.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can't be giving out that many tacos in that span of a season. They be giving them out every single week.
So now it's a 150-103 ball game as the City Cats have the ball with 36 to go. And Wickett, he's going to pull up jump shot, and it's good for Wickett, Larry Wickett. And there's the inbound by Watson. So about a 4 or 5 second shot clock differential as Watson drives, and he's fouled again. So there's a foul on number 14, Stade Perzada. As now Dominique Watson will go to the line, and he'll shoot two with 22.8 to go in the ball game. And he makes the first. And he sinks the second. No problem. So the City Cats are going to need a 3 here to have that 50-point win to beat them by half a 100. As there's 15 seconds to go, it looks like they're not going to hold for the last shot as Perzana got fouled but couldn't get the layup to go, so he will shoot 2. So the Vegas bench telling the players to hold the ball to get this game over with, which I completely agree, especially on their point, as this will be a game that you probably want to forget by the time you reach the locker room.
Yeah, and I think everyone's at fault for what happened. There should be no finger pointing, and as a team, you have to realize you win as a team and you lose as a team. So you cannot be expected to not be willing to share the bad moments with each other if you're going to only share the good moments. You have to take the good with the bad and the bitter with the sweet.
So it's up and good, and almost so the free throw was up and good, and it was almost a 3D light opportunity for the City Cats, but his foot was out of bounds. As now it's going to be thrown in. Watson almost got it stolen away, and now it's a turnover. Here it comes, and now here comes a dunk by Windmill, jam by Andrew Pearson, and that'll put the icing on the cake as they throw it up. It's a turnover again, but it's not going to matter, as that is actually, it would have counted. They would have called that a 5-pointer, but it doesn't matter. It's a 51-point rout by the City Cats. They improved to 8-0 on the year. They will stay on top of the ABA record books as they win it 156 to 105. And it's a strong second half performance, to say the least.
Yeah, and you see it right there. Pearson just ended it with a bullet point and authority, and a great win for the City Cats. 8-0 now in the Far West Division, and there seems to be no reason to have any inclination this team is going to take a step back anytime soon this year. They are on fire.
So tune into our next exciting broadcast of City Cats basketball, which will be next week, same time on Saturday at 7:30 here at Kezar Pavilion. Thank you to all the listeners at home to watch City Cats basketball here on NorCal Sports TV. Thank you to our producer, Jason, and for my color partner tonight, Keith. I'm Dominic Carriel, reminding you of tonight's final score. City Cats win it 156-105. And from everybody here at NorCal Sports TV, so long from Kezar Pavilion in San Francisco.